right, everybody, we're back. Just finished up at the Mike Morgan's house. A little bit of time left. I'm going to run down here to my neighbor's house. He wants the end of his driveway dug out and an apron poured. It's getting all crunched up at the street with all the traffic on it. So we're going to go ahead and saw cut the asphalt, dig out the apron, haul it away, and get it ready for Monday morning pour. So I'll video that for you and tell me what you think. So we just chalked the line across the driveway. Just looks kind of straight with the approach. So I'm going to make my saw cut there, and that way it gives me a nice clean edge to edge against when it comes time for the concrete. One other thing, this is going to sit until Monday, so I'm going to saw cut it here. And then I'm only going to dig it out to about here, and I'll do the rest of this when we come back Monday. That way over the weekend, them driving over it doesn't crumble that edge. Okay, I got my saw cut made. Machine's in place, warmed up. Pulled the truck up. Ready to start digging. Should be a nice finish up to my Friday here. A little bit of digging. Go home and jump in the pool. That's going to feel good. So I have about 4 or 5 more feet of material to dig out of right here. I'm going to stop about a foot back from the road, and we'll catch that Monday before we pour. So I'll dig this a little bit out here. Let's head up and see what Steve's got going on up here. This 301 is one of my favorite machines that we have. We use it in all kinds of tight places. We wouldn't even want this project if we didn't have this machine. To come in here and dig this out by hand, it just really wouldn't be worth it. And Steve's pretty good. Watch, he doesn't even chip that edge until I put the camera on him. Want me to show you that edge? What? You want me to clean that off? Making me nervous. I know you're good. Do you see the wire yet? No. Lamppost. Okay. Lamppost wires in there somewhere. So a little bit more digging there. And he puts it in the buggy. And all we're doing with this is running it up, and he wants to fill in this little area here. But this sidewalk all sunk. So we're gonna come right here. Where are we at here? Right here, and bring this out 5 feet and extend this porch 5 feet out. So Steve's gonna come up here next and dig this all out, and we'll get this ready to go for Monday as well. Now when we do our pad, we're gonna drill and pin it into that porch. This obviously was not tied in, cracked. We all knew that was gonna happen, right? Hey, good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Concrete with the Hosses. It's nice and early. We're on site just down the street from my house. We're doing this apron pad right here. Look at the sun coming up. What a gorgeous morning. So we cut out all this asphalt after we finished up at the Morgans last week. dug it out. So we just had a little bit of grading. We just left some debris at the beginning and end for them to get out over the weekend. So we just cleaned that up, spread some stone, and Tommy's finishing up the final little scratch in there in the corner that I couldn't get with the machine inside. So we take it out on the street, tooth straight down, and bust it up a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the rebar grid in and ready for concrete. We have a little project up there by the house we're gonna do, and we'll go up later and get some footage of that. So other than that, I think we're ready. I'm gonna throw the rebar in. Okay, so that's our rebar grid we're gonna go with. About a 3x3, 4x4 square. That way any UPS delivery truck can come in here on up to the house. We held it back about 1.5 to 2 feet. Hopefully when the snowplow comes down here, you know, he's a foot away from the new concrete. So that's our thinking on that. Saw cut this edge. Had a couple chunks fall out, but we'll just try and doctor that up as best we can. I just wanted to show you this. We put blocking underneath the one tire and rolled them right down off of the asphalt, keeping the other tire on, just nosing them in. That way the chutes make it up there. Remember when the chutes broke the other day? Stay back a little bit from that. We are underway, Monday morning, yahoo! As the pour comes to an end on something like this, we just want to take our time, slow it down, and get it right on the money. We have nowhere to get rid of this concrete, so we just want to take out of the truck exactly what we need and no more. Looks like Steve needs a couple shovelfuls as he falls face first in the concrete. Nice roll up in there. Looks good, Steve. So that'll be a real nice transition from asphalt to concrete. Snowplow will never hit it. Cars will just roll right in. The only downside, and it's not a huge deal, but when they ever repave the road, and they just did it maybe, when they do this, Mike, 2 years ago? 3 or 4 years ago? So it's probably not getting paid for another 5 years or more, so it'll be good for quite some time. So after the concrete's bull floated and sets a little bit, just starts to tighten up, we break out the flying groover like I talked about in the previous video. And that's real nice on these driveways that have a swale in them or a dip. You can put that cut in there nice and straight. Not always can you get a board on it that sits flat to follow. So this is a nice alternative. Give a quick little talk of why we did what we did here. Mailman, delivery trucks, everybody coming in this driveway is going to roll right over this corner. So rather than see a crack right off of the corner, put a tool cut, and then come in. We don't want that one cracking, so come straight up, angle off to the edge that way as well. So this whole corner is very protected against cracks as far as traffic coming and going. So we matched it on this side. Same thing, rolling over those wing cuts. It always wants to crack there, so we just allow it and put our tool cuts in. So that looks nice and straight. with our flying groover, then we cleaned it up a little bit with a board and a groover. A couple minutes it'll be broomed and we'll get some sealer on it. So as always, I just check the concrete. Doesn't really stick to my fingers, feels pretty firm. I'm gonna go ahead and get started brooming. I'll give you a close-up on that. That's what I'm looking for. Just a nice broom mark, plenty of traction, but it doesn't tear up the concrete. So it's looking pretty good. I'm going to continue. Well, that's it for down here. Everything's broomed, cleaned up. Jim's taking pins out, starting to take lumber off, plastic. We're going to go ahead and move up here to the house, and the mixer's due back probably in, I don't know, 5 to 15 minutes. Matt's bringing down one more bucket of stone. We're going to put it in right up here. Come on forward! Go ahead, dump it. Easy. More. New bench pads all poured, truck's cleaning up. What a great day. A little bit of cleanup there and some edging and brooming. 2 cuts are going in, but I'm going to go ahead and head on to our next project. So I'll turn the camera over to Steven and he'll bring it home. So thanks again for tuning in. Tell all your friends, and we'll see you on the next one.
All right, so here's the front porch extension pad. We got our cuts in, chased that one through, and then added another center cut. It's all rubbed up, everything is re-rolled. Just got to give it a few minutes to broom, pull the faces, rub those up and broom those.
So as the concrete's pretty hard now, pretty tight, taking the forms off, and the guys will clean up the edges that are exposed and above grade that you're going to see. So we want to get those rubbed shut, real nice, cleaned up, so you can run a broom down it, and it matches the top of the slab as well as the face. So everything just looks nice and clean, nice and straight, nice and orderly. What we like to do on the faces of these porches, as our tool cuts come over, so that when it does hairline crack, it follows that groove and isn't all jaggedy. And Matt's about to put that in right here, so you can watch how he does that.